Hello everybody, and welcome to a brand new series on this channel. I've seen this sort of thing a lot in other games, and I figured it would be really fun if there was a kind of like an unranked to king or a pawn to king series. So I made a brand new account, as you can see, the name Betastar. If I go and look at the details, currently pawn 1, look at the history. These are all casual and novice games just to hit level 4. I didn't realize that you could actually start playing casual games earlier, so I played way too many games against the computer. But that is neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and swap over to ranked. This is going to be our first ranked game. We're going to queue up and show you guys what it's like to be a high-ranked player in the lower leagues, as well as what I think you should focus on to climb up through these leagues. Now, I would like each episode to have its own sort of theme to it. And this is going to be episode 1, and I think what we're going to focus on here, probably the biggest mistake I see a lot of newer and less experienced players making, is economy. So we're not going to focus too much on the composition or anything like that. We're just going to focus on winning through economy. So I will be using, and I'm going to lower the game sounds a little bit, I will be using tried and true compositions, comps that I know are powerful, units that I know are powerful. I'm going to draw on my knowledge of the game as I play this, but for this lower league, especially for pawn, I'm going to focus a lot on economy and how you can use an economic advantage to win. So things like items, things like RNG from what champions show up for you, or if you're on a win streak or a lose streak, as those affect the build, I will bring it up, but so far I'm just going to focus on economy, at least for this game, and talk about all of my decisions from an economic standpoint first, and then from a strategic standpoint. So here, the goal as far as economying or economizing to win is to save as much gold as you can, and by doing that, you generate interest. So, your parents tell you not to waste your money, to save it or invest it. So by saving your money earns you more money. For every 10 gold you have, you get an interest. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but over the course of the game, it actually amounts to a lot. So as you see, once we get to the regular rounds, you're going to have a basic income of 5 gold per round. So every round, when it starts, you get 5 more gold added to your pot. If you don't have any gold in the bank, or if you have less than 10 gold in the bank, that's all you're going to get at the start of the round. But for every 10 gold you do have, you're going to gain an extra gold, up to a cap of 5 extra gold, or if having 50 gold in the bank. So essentially, if you manage to save 50 gold, you are doubling your income every round. And that's disregarding things like win streaks, things like win streaks, things like lose streaks, the victory gold, anything like that. That's just disregarding those things altogether. What have I got here? I'll go ahead and put that on my dude here. Let's make him really tanky. Yeah, okay. So, what am I doing? If we look at the game state right now, I have 5 gold. The God of War is worth 1, this is worth 1. Every unit I have is 1 gold. So I have 5 gold worth of units. Now, I'm not doing any sort of open forwarding or loose streaking strategy, at least not yet. So I'm not going to sell units that I have on the field. But something that you should be considering as you play is what's on your bench. It kind of doesn't stand out right away. Ooh, this is going to be fun. Let's lose him. Let's go like this. So I did this because I really like playing Divinity with 2 demons, because the demons synergy cancels out, and so you can keep the Divinity synergy. And demons just tend to be pretty powerful early game units. But here I am at 5 gold. If I look at the value of the units on my bench, 1 gold, 1 gold, 1 gold. So if I sold these 3 units, I would have 8 gold. 8 gold is not enough to get me to that threshold of 10 gold to earn an interest, so I'm not going to do that. And in fact, I can buy these units even if I have no intention of using them. And the reason I can do that is at the beginning of the next round, if I don't want to use these units, or if I want to get up to one of those points to get more interest, I can just sell these units. So for example, the Taboo Witcher, I can just sell. These guys, I'm actually going to sell these. It was a pair, but it was a weak pair, and it's not a pair I intend to keep. Now here I am at 9 gold, and I really, really want to make it to 10 gold this round. If I can make it to 10 gold, I get an interest, right? So I'm waiting here at 9 gold to see if I win the round. If I win the round, I'm going to get 1 victory gold, which will get me to 10 gold before the next round begins. That'll earn me 1 interest. If I don't win, and it's looking like I might lose... Oh, no, actually, I have no idea if I'm going to win this or not. Okay, so I won this round, which means now I have 10 gold, and I got an interest gold at the start of this round. Had I lost, I could have sold one of these units before the round ended to get up to 10 gold before the next round began, and I could have earned that interest. And in this case, I would have sold the Unicorn. If Unicorn is not a part of your build, it's a good idea to buy them as you see them, because you can perform the Unicorn trick to earn free gold, which is something that hopefully will come up this game so I can show you. Now, right now, I have 1 gold with the Unicorn, 2 with the Skybreaker, 3 Soulbreaker, 4 Heaven Bomber, 5, 6 with the Source, and 7 with the God of War. So my bench is worth 7 gold right now. Had I got rid of most of these units, I could have gotten up to 20 gold. So by holding on to these units, I missed out on 1 interest worth of gold. And I call that a bench tax. I don't know if I've heard anybody else refer to it as that before, but I like calling that a bench tax. I am sacrificing 1 potential gold worth of interest to keep these units on my bench. And one thing that I see a lot of players do, that I think they should really try and avoid doing, is having really expensive benches. Like if we look at this person here, or this one, maybe even better. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that is a red X, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So they have 17 gold on their bench. And I don't see how it affects that lineup at all. So that player should be... Ooh, and I should have been paying attention. I could have economized right there, but I wasn't. That player should be getting a slimmer bench and earning more interest, because economy is one of the most consistent ways to win the game. So that's what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to focus on keeping a really slim bench, you know, less than 10 gold, at least in the early game. And as the game progresses and more expensive units become part of my build, I will hold on to those units. But early game, I really just want to hit 50 gold as fast as I can. I'm not concerned if I'm winning these rounds, if I'm losing these rounds. I am focusing on a comp. I am focusing on a Divinity comp right now. But that's kind of secondary to me, for me at the moment. My primary goal this game is to get to 50 gold as fast as I can. Ideally, I would like to keep my health or my HP high as I do that. So, 24 gold. This is a creep round, which means I'm not going to get a victory gold, so I should really try and sell 6 gold's worth of units to get up to 30 gold to get another interest. In this case, I'm probably not going to end up using the Desperate Doctor, and the Source is critical to my build. Like, I really want to keep that Source. It's one of the most important parts of a Divinity build. So I'm going to sell the Desperate Doctor, get over 30 gold so I can get 1 more interest this round. I may lose this because I'm playing too greedy. And no, I'm okay. That was a little scary for a second. So 30 gold, round 10. That's actually not a bad mark or amount of gold to be at the moment. high-ranking players typically aim for, I'm sorry. Ooh, this is very nice. High-level players typically aim for having 10 gold at round 8, so they can start generating interest at that point. So they're spending money to get a stable comp to stabilize their health pool up to that point. And by the time you hit round 8 or the end of round 8, you want to have 10 gold. Then you can start generating interest, and your income increases dramatically at that point. So for high-level players, when I say high-level, I'm talking about maybe like Rook and above. You might see this in Bishop and Knight as well, but pretty much Rook and above. You aim for 10 gold by the end of round 8, and you aim for 50 gold by the end of round 15. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to hit 50 gold at least by the end of round 15, and in fact, I'm going to hit it probably around 13. And I'm not relying on any sort of win streak or anything like that to do it. I mean, if the game throws a 2-star at you, you can take it. And actually, that's 3 gold, which would get me to 39. I actually want to do this. I think I'll take the Storm Shaman, because he's got a very powerful effect with his AoE silence. And I haven't been using any of my items. That's okay. So what I did is I just opted to sell that Frost Knight so I could get to 39 gold, because I'm hoping to win this round, get to 40 gold, and get that interest gold. In this particular case, getting a 2-star source is very important to me, so had I lost this round, I would not have sold a source. I think it's worth it for me to lose that 1 gold to get the source to 2 stars. Okay. We're at our 50 golds. I'm thinking I might want to buy this Shiny Dragon. It is a part of my final build, or at least the second to last iteration until I get God of Thunder. So I am going to buy it. It's going to cost me 1 interest, so essentially this Shiny Dragon was actually 3 gold instead of 2. But to me, that bench tax is worth it. It's worth 1 gold for me to accelerate my build just a little bit. I don't know the next time I'm going to find that Shiny Dragon. So this round actually doesn't matter if I win or lose, because I'm at 48 gold, and that victory gold is not going to get me to 50. So here we are. We finally crossed the 50 gold threshold. Now what we want to start doing is pushing the experience button for all of the gold that we have over 50 gold. So once you cross over 50 gold, you can't start getting any more interest. So you want to start using your economic advantage to find other advantages in the game. The first way you do that is by accelerating your leveling. So I haven't been paying attention to my opponents really at all this game, and this guy's actually very strong. He's got 6 2-stars. He's going to smash me. I haven't been paying any attention to my opponents, but if we go ahead and look at the board here, and look at everybody's economies, I'm sitting here at 54. Or I'm sorry, 49. Oh, I lost. Ooh, I just lost an interest gold there. That was bad. What could I have done to earn that interest? Probably nothing. So here is a minion round. I am going to reposition for this slightly. Let's go something like this. And let's throw these onto the Shadow Devil, because he is a pretty fast attacker and he does do a lot of damage. Okay. I'm using my extra gold to level. Even if it doesn't get me to a leveling breakpoint, if it doesn't get me to level 7, it still gets me closer. So I want to push that button as often as I can now without dipping below 50 gold. So as I get to level 8 and 9, I can start getting these epics and legendaries before my opponents, and that's really what's going to make this build very powerful. Of course, now that I'm at this point, my primary focuses are going to be staying above 50 gold. My next focus is going to be making my team as strong as possible for the next round. So what that means is, if I see, for example, 3 Thunder Spirits here on the next roll, or the next time or when the next round starts, I'm going to buy the 3 Thunder Spirits, even if it means I can't push this button. And the reason I would do that is because it would give me the best chance of winning this next round. As it is, there's nothing for me to buy that's going to help me win this round, so I'm just going to sit here and push the experience button. And wait. I'm in second place, so I'm actually in a very comfortable position right now. I can afford to lose several rounds before I start rolling and trying to improve my piece quality. Now, how do I have 3? Oh, he's got a Witcher. Okay, I was a little confused there for a second. So far, I'm just trying to stay above 50 gold and use that advantage to win the game. If you look at Vesgo is on a win streak. So because he's on that really nice win streak, he's been able to get more gold than me this game. And as a result, he is a higher level and had more gold than me. Now, unfortunately, he has disconnected. I would really like him to come back, so I have some competition in this game. But so far, I'm now at level 7. Most of the lobby is at level 6, and that's because of my economic advantage. I have 51 gold, and a lot of these players are actually economying really well, which is not something I expected in Pawn. But they're not quite at 50 gold, so they're not getting as much interest as I am. And because they're not getting as much money as me per turn, you'll see at the end of the game that I'm going to earn a lot more money than these players by the end of the game. And that's what's going to allow me to win. Not necessarily the strength of the composition I'm using. Does that fit in right now? The Siren is a nice piece to this build, but it's a luxury that I'm not going to invest in right now. So I would much rather have the experience, accelerate my leveling, and try to get to level 8, 9, and 10 before everybody else. So Vesgo has kept his win streak going, and he is at level 10, or I'm sorry, level 8, undefeated still. But I think that's going to change as soon as we start hitting some of these pieces. We've actually been pretty unlucky this game as far as hitting the pieces for the build I chose. Kind of just forcing Divinity, despite the pieces not really presenting themselves. I don't believe I've seen a single Thunder Spirit. I was just trying to will it into existence there. Okay. So here we go. We can level up. And what goes in? Probably just another God of War, honestly. I don't really have that strong of a team. I'm just going to put the God of War in for now. I don't even know who to give these items to. These are actually really bad items for a Divinity team. But that's okay. Actually, that can go on her. She does attack and do physical damage, so. This is Vesgo. This is the guy who has a really strong Divinity build going on here. But he's canceling out the Divinity by having that Dwarf, which is really funny. So he's just using the God of War simply as a big fat tank, which is fine. Here we go. Investing in levels. I may not win this game because that guy has had some pretty crazy luck, I think. I still have a really good chance to win because his comp, while very powerful because it has lots of 2-stars, is really suboptimal because of the units he's chosen. So I could beat him if my luck maybe turns around soon. But even if I don't win this game, I can pretty much guarantee a top 3 simply from an economic standpoint. I have not been particularly strong this far, but this is now the point where the economic advantage that I've generated is going to start paying off. And wow, I didn't even beat the Leafler, so that's how weak my team is at the moment. These Shadow Devils are very tempting. Shadow Devil is a really good unit to try and 3-star because he does do just a ton of damage. So I am going to go ahead and egg him here. Try and stabilize my health total just a bit. I'm looking for a win this round to hit 50 gold, If I hit 50 gold, I'll get that 5 interest gold instead of 4. And if not, I can just sell this God of War to get to 50. But judging by this, I think I'm going to win this round. So I will still be getting my maximum interest, which I've been getting since round 13 or 14. I can't remember exactly which round I hit it. Once you've gotten to 50 gold, that's kind of the signal that you've been economizing well, and you have to start thinking about your next objectives, which I've talked about for me have been leveling up, making my team as strong as possible for this round, and then building towards my eventual endgame comp. For me, I know that I want a Thunder Spirit, I want to 2-star these units, and I want a God of Thunder. If I can, I would really like to 3-star this God of War. If I can't, that's okay. A 2-star God of War is just fine. So I know what my goals are, and I'm going to be making all of my decisions towards reaching those goals. And who is this? Polo EKS. I may need to start using my gold because somehow I am losing in a Pawn 1 lobby. Let's do this. Nope, don't need those. Boom, boom. And in fact, I probably... Okay. I am going to level here and throw in another Soul Reaper. Not because I need the other Soul Reaper, though it is a good unit. This is serving kind of 2 purposes for me. It's trying to stabilize my health pool. Getting another unit in there is going to make me just that little bit stronger, and hopefully I either am more likely to win the round or I kill more units before I die. So that's what I'm going for at the moment. And the other reason is I want a level 9 Chop next round. If you look here at the bottom, it shows the likelihood of you getting certain tiered units, I guess, in your shops. And when you're level 8, you only have a 1% chance of getting this this legendary unit. But moving up to level 9 gives you a 3% chance, so it triples the odds of me finding something like a God of War this round, which unfortunately I did not do. But that's okay. We're still just going to spend our excess gold on leveling and try to find those units. And if I drop below like 20 HP, I will end up using my my money to try and make my team stronger and win the game. I have not yet done that, which is very good. My team is a little bit stronger now that that Phantom Queen is 2-starred. And I think I want to let my Storm Shaman ult faster, give him some magic resist, and let's throw another Vant on her for no reason other than she's the best person on my team to use that, I think. And now we wait. These are 2 very powerful opponents that we're facing. If we look here, we've got a Spirit Witcher Human Demon. I have no idea how that beat me. And we've got a Goblin Mech, which is really strong early game, but kind of does fall off later on. So, wow, I could not even beat this creep round. This is ridiculous. So this is economizing when everything is going wrong. I'm not finding my Soul Reaper. I have a 1-star Shiny Dragon. I don't believe I've seen a Thunder Spirit this entire game. I've seen 4 God of Wars. So this was me forcing a build I probably should not have forced. But I wanted to select a build going into this game so I could focus on something else, and that was the economy. So despite this being a really bad game to go for Divinity, it looks like I may, well, I have secured a top 3 spot, and I still could win. Okay, so this may be the signal that I need to spend my money to strengthen my team. I'm at 23 gold now. From that point, you could lose. simply by you could lose from this point easily, and I'm deciding whether or not I'm going to roll down or wait one round. I think I'm going to wait one round, sell the God of War if I lose. That way I have 4 more gold, that's 2 more rolls. That's what I'm thinking about right now, is how to maximize my odds of surviving and my odds of making my team stronger going forward. I also knew that I was going up against this person as opposed to Vesgo, and Vesgo's the one that kicked my butt, and it looks like I actually do beat Colo when I play Colo now. So I need to focus on being strong for the Vesgo rounds, and I can economize for the Colo rounds. But I am going to spend money here because I am quite weak, and I do want to find a God of Thunder.
War never changes.
In fact, I think I'm going to roll down here.
I am the Eggman. I wonder what the enemy tastes like. Look out, world.
Wow, I ran out of time to make that decision. That was probably the wrong thing to do in that case, but I was just thinking that I need to do something before the round ends. Have I done enough to win this? It looks like he might barely survive with this Skybreaker. The Skybreaker's very strong. And wow, I beat him.
Protons, neutrons, electrons, and more.
So my current goals are to find a God of Thunder.
The cell button is up on the right. One secret to creating gold. The cell button.
Okay, I'm gonna lock this. So my plan right now is to... Oh, this is so ugly. I have 3 duplicates on the board because that's how badly my luck has gone as far as playing Divinity this game. I cannot find... I still don't believe I've seen a Thunder Spirit. If you saw a Thunder Spirit this game, please go ahead and comment with the timestamp for that, because I have been looking for it and I just cannot find them. Same thing with God of Thunder, but I highly doubt I missed a God of Thunder. So I'm going to buy that just to throw the Venomancer on.
The cell button is up on the right.
That gives me 3 Warlocks, so if the opportunity presents itself where I can throw something like a Poisonous Worm on, or a Desperate Doctor, I may choose to do that to get the 4 Warlock buff, which is just going to make my team just a little bit stronger. So that's why I decided to throw this Venomancer in. Now, a couple rounds ago, you did see me decide to spend all my gold on leveling and then rolling to try and strengthen my team. And that was kind of like a do-or-die situation where I was trying to simply survive and not lose the game. When you do that, when you spend all your gold like that, that's called going all in. And I went all in to try and have a good chance of not only surviving, but actually winning the game. Let's see here. Who does the most damage for me? Probably him. I do want him to have some tankiness and some damage, so let's go like that. So, when you hear people say go all in, what they mean is they're trying to... they're going to spend all of their gold in an attempt to make their team strong and not lose the game there, or go for the win right there. I spent all my gold to that end, so I went all in trying to stabilize and eventually win the game. And because I have a better comp, and despite having much worse or weaker pieces, it looks like I have a stronger comp, and I might actually win this game. But as you see here, I won on my screen and he won on his. I think that had to do with the silence there. So I think if I get the silence off, I'm more likely to win, so I'm going to go like this. Put the Storm Shaman on the side, and make sure the mana one is in. Still looking for that God of Thunder, looking for a Storm Shaman here. And no, okay. It's really unfortunate to play a Divinity game and not ever get the mage buff. It feels really bad, man. Okay. As long as the silence is good there, I think I'm okay. And I survived his initial burst by some miracle. And it looks like I am going to win this, so... And it actually was much more lopsided on his side than on my side. I think... This could be a mistake. I'm going to sell that. Try to generate an interest gold here. It seems to me that he's on a losing streak. He has a ton of gold. He must have gone AFK or something. Oh man. Okay, he's throwing in another unit. I think I'm gonna lose right now. I lost my train of thought. Oh, so I'm taking a risk here because my thought process there was, how do I win this game? And I win this game by finding the God of Thunder. If I find a God of Thunder, I will win. So that decision there was just to try and get a little bit more gold so I can try and find the God of Thunder, which I just did. This Shadow Devil can come out, that God of Thunder can go in. All of a sudden, I have gone from being in a somewhat weak state to being in a very strong state. And I'm looking for a Storm Shaman now. Oh, that was so stupid. I meant to sell this. Well, now I can sell both. So, now I have the double divinity buff. I don't see him winning from this point. Even if his team is stronger from a star perspective, having the double divinity is just way too strong for him to handle. And you see, I just killed him by like 9 units there. So I am going to save my gold here. This is the Black Dragon King. I'm going to want to spread out for this. Something like this ought to do. Probably have him towards the center to heal everybody. Like that is good with me. Okay. So it looks like I might actually end up winning. Despite choosing what could have been the worst build decision for me this game, I managed to win simply because I focused on economy first. I was able to... I didn't even kill the... Oh, I did! I got it! Wow, look at that. Ooh, a 2-star God of Thunder, that would be really cool.
Thunderbolt not very effective. Try Static Storm.
Alright, I'm gonna check his positioning real fast, and then I'm gonna go back and... Okay, so he hasn't moved. He's... Actually, I'm just gonna stay spread out and see what happens. This is just more of an experiment for my sake than anything else. This wasn't a good decision, or something that I should have done. This was just me seeing what happens if I spread out against that team. And we crushed him on our screen. Hopefully we went on his screen. Let's go take a look. Yeah, we won on his screen. So one more round, it looks like. He wins or I win, so... I am going to look for the Storm Shaman or the God of War. What's more likely? The Storm Shaman is a epic. I have a 25% chance of getting an epic and only a 6% chance of getting a legendary. So I can actually sell this and get one more roll, one more chance of that Storm Shaman. Didn't hit. That's okay. I'll buy the God of War. Probably a moot point. I think one of us wins this round regardless. He did change his positioning. Let's see if that helps him or not. It may, actually. He may end up winning because of that decision. And nope. It looks like we have gotten past the point where he can handle us. So, and we won. The first episode of our Pawn to King series, where we focused purely on economy, with team composition being our secondary concern this game. It was actually surprisingly close. It should not have been that close, I think. So starting at Pawn 1, our first game was a win. And we are now almost Pawn 3. and what was a nail biter of a first game, I'm actually really surprised. Like I said, I was King Season 1. I started playing the game probably week 5 of Season 1, maybe week 6. And I did manage to hit King before the season ended. I think it was like the second to last game, or second to last day, where I actually managed to hit that King rank. So this season I have been a top 100 player on my main account, peaked at 18, rank 18 in NA, so I'm definitely not just some scrub trying to go pawn to King and record it, put it on YouTube. I do know how to play this game, and it's really shocking to see that that player took me that far into the game. Now, if we look here, discounting Vesgo because he was on a massive win streak for most of the game, I far out economied everybody in this game, and I don't have that strong of an army value. 66 gold. In fact, I had the third highest army value. I was going for a very efficient comp, obviously, with the divinity, but I didn't win because I got strong units. In fact, I have 2 2-stars, no 3-stars out on the field. I won simply because I was principled. I focused on getting 50 gold, leveling after that point, and then once I had reached max level, I could spend my gold to try and increase my my strength. But really, I don't like to roll at all in the early game until like round 15. The only times that I would roll are if I have like 4 or 5 pairs, and I think a roll has a high chance of improving my team. In that case, I might roll, but other than that, I will not roll at all. In fact, I'll save as much of my money as I can to hit that 50 gold as fast as possible, so that my income is just greater over the course of the game. We also talked about having a slim bench, not having too much army value on your bench. In the early game, I like to keep my bench under 10 gold's worth of army, and I consider the early game anything up to around 15 or so. And after that, you can start creeping up because units just become more expensive as the game goes on. So if you're trying to, for example, 3-star a God of War, having a God of Thunder, having a God of Thunder on my bench is 5 gold in and of itself. So in the later game, you are going to have 20, 30, 40 gold on your bench, and that's okay as long as you have followed the other rules of getting to 50 gold and using your excess gold first on leveling, and then secondarily on rerolling and strengthening your team. This has been episode 1 of the Pawn to King series. This episode we focused on economy. We were able to win. Please stay tuned and look around for the next video. Also, please like, comment, and subscribe. And since I'm going to be focusing on a specific topic for each game, if you are to leave a comment with topics that you'd like me to discuss in the upcoming episodes, I'll go ahead and read through those and select one of them, maybe either the most upvoted comment or the one that I think is the best idea. So please go ahead and leave your recommendations or requests for what I should discuss going forward. Next game, I'm probably going to talk about choosing a comp, and that's been it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.